Okay. By studying braiding and braid extensions. All right, as we seen in that video, from its origins in Africa to its global popularity today, hair braiding has always played a significant role in grooming and beauty practices. Guys, even today, individuals with certain religions and certain tribes in Africa, when they get ready to marry, and this is in India also, when they get ready to marry, there are certain hairstyles that include braiding that the bride wears. Okay. And so that's something to look into as well. When you see individuals like from other countries, I'm always asking questions. So, what are some of your requirements if you were to have a wedding and it's a 2 day wedding, 3 day wedding? What is the traditional braid style, or what's the traditional clothing requirement? And I'm just, knowledge, just getting knowledge from anywhere, especially from the people that you're around every day, just to be respectful, to know what they're more about their culture, so you can, just make them feel more at home, especially if they're so far away. And so I've learned a couple of styles that they may wear, braid styles, for the traditional or maybe orthodox. I think they were from macaroon or something of that nature, but it was an orthodox braid style that all of the brides will wear when they got married, and they would usually wear it on the first day, and then they were on the third day they would have the traditional, like, US, how we, white dress, dun 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 dun. But the first 2 days would be very traditional into their culture, two traditional ceremonies. And then the third day would be what we would usually be are used to, and we call our traditional ceremony with a white dress, things of that nature. So it's been around. They're part of a global shift. They're not going anywhere. And so it's really good to incorporate. I was talking about my two friends who are Caucasian that own schools, and they were asking, could they do the braid certification? You absolutely can. It has no color. Because if someone was doing bridal styling and they did a lot of fishtails and, things of that nature, you need a braid certification. Okay. Um, and so you'll be surprised across Tennessee who holds a braid certification. And it may be an equal percentage of people that don't look like you. All right. And so it just goes to tell you how it shifts culture, and how braiding really, you can bring it to the table and everybody's going to eat. Okay. Let's look at these bullet points. I'm going to highlight in yellow. These services are very popular because clients are interested in wearing styles specific to their hair texture and which complement their lifestyle. Okay. Um, every trend goes in and out, but people are constantly improving themselves, going to the gym. So people want gym worthy hair. They don't want to they want to be natural. They don't want to have stick outs and then have to go to the gym, sweat, and then it looks a hot mess. And no one, people don't go to the gym just to look crazy anymore, in big shirts and stuff like that. They go to the gym looking their best. So people want a longevity in their hair. Um, they don't want ease, so they're trying to grow their hair out. So it's many different ways that you can, reasons that people get braids, and then there's many different styles that complement you and your lifestyle. It says these techniques provide an opportunity for stylists to express their artistic abilities. So where you're creative at, this is where opportunity for them to come out. Um, I have a friend, Jerome. He's nominated for I want to say, is he Emmy Hair? He's on a hair team. He leads the hair team for this show on television. And I think they were just nominated either for the NAACP Best Hair Department or it was the Emmy Best Hair Department. But he's official into those nominations, and they use a lot of braids to anchor a lot of styles that they have. So he's did movies and things like that. So a lot of his pieces will include braiding. So braiding and wigs go a long, long way. Okay. It can add high ticket, it's a high ticket service. You can bring it down or bring it up. But let me tell you, when they were wearing micros, those styles, I remember mink lashes being $400 and $500. I don't know how they came all the way down. And I also remember um micro braids being $400 and $500. Okay, so I don't know if that price is going up. I don't see people getting a lot of micro braiding, um, but I see a lot of hybrid styles and things of that nature. They're doing a lot of things, but at the same time, came up in a time where the braids were very, very expensive. Okay, very, very expensive, and people kept them up for a very long period of time. All right. And if you had a retouch, the retouch did not include a chemical, but it was you taking your perimeter down, taking the hairline braids down and getting them refreshed. And so people would keep braids up for 4 and 6 months. I honestly had an aunt, and it was a thing like you're gonna pay that much for the braids. They were not taking them down. They were only doing refreshers. And the refreshers, they would take just a section at a time and redo it. But they would keep those braids up for 4 to 6 months. And also they were shampooing their hair. Okay. So in between, they were able to shampoo and take care of their scalps. So a lot of things have changed when it comes to braiding and them being on the menu, even their ticket price. And so working with braid extension exposes cosmetology to a fundamental technique of adding hair extensions, which is another lucrative service. When it comes to you getting your natural hairstylist license, you do have to show a plait to the scalp. You have to show a hanging plait extension, and then you have to add hair to a braid. And so it needs to be you braiding single the hair, then you braiding to the scalp, and then you braiding and you adding hair. It also, you have to show you doing a sew-in. Okay. And so those are some of the concepts when it comes to braiding. Okay. Then braiding clients can become repeat customers to maintain and keep enjoying their style. All right. And so if you're learning braiding so young, as you get older, your hands, your mobility, things like that improve. So I feel like braiding is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because of just the influx of younger talent that'll be coming out and doing the braids. And everybody has a different form of creativity. This is a really cute style. And it's probably done for maintenance, but it's really, really cute. And this is something that I would probably wear. They can just put a headscarf on and just go to bed. When you look at braiding salons, and like I told you, I've seen it in Houston. There's this 24-hour braiding salon. Do we have anything like that in Memphis? Do we have anything that's 24 hours in braiding? Okay. Um, they have to recognize that it's a lucrative business, okay, for them to extend hours. I've also seen just from reports, there's a salon that has like 40 something braiders and they're packed. Okay, of course it's up north, it's not here in Memphis, it's somewhere, but 40 something braiders and they're packed. Okay. There's no appointments. You just come in, sign in, and go sit down. They're packed. Okay. Many salons also will provide the hair. Okay. So you're looking at different streams of income. With braiding salons, you can actually open up a natural hair, a braiding salon on a certificate. Okay. So anybody can own um, a beauty salon, nail shop, as long as you're at least 18 years old in Shelby County. Okay. I'm saying Shelby County, Tennessee. Okay. As long as you're at least 18 years old to own it. All right. And then from there, you would move to your certification. And so the certification to actually operate and do the services, you have to be at least 16 years old to get that grade certification. Okay. So you're looking at it between 16 and 18. I'm getting my credentials ready. I'm ready to go. You open up your braid salon. No one can say anything and do anything to you. You have your credentials, but you're now able to bring people in to work, or you're able to just bring in people to, and you do those clients. So if you just want to do a suite, that's fine. Or you just want to do a full salon, that's fine as well. Find your niche, and then go for it. Okay. Definitely look for different places so you can, there's comfortability, um, initial, parking. Think about your clients and things like that. But braiding salons, and just say, Teresa, you do nails, but if the business was amazing, you may own a braiding salon. You don't have to be in there. You don't have to do the work. You're just providing the space. Okay. And so you become a continuing your entrepreneur spirit by opening up a business really based on the need, okay, of something. And so you don't have to work in there. Many people think if I got this salon, I got to work in it. No, you don't have to work in it. If you want to, you can, but you can own it to provide the space and have other people working in it. Okay. And so that's just one aspect of an owner. It says braiding salons are becoming more prevalent throughout the United States. These salons practice natural hairstyling without using chemicals. The one thing I have to tell natural hairstylists is, hey, you came for a natural hairstylist license, which means you cannot do hair color. We have a braid certification. You cannot pick up any heat, anything, electricity when it comes to heat. You can't pick up anything that's related to a chemical. Okay. Tennessee does not have a requirement for shampooing. So you can, shampoo all day long, but you're not supposed to be handling flat irons, wands, chemicals, color, included color and relaxers and perna wave. You're not supposed to be doing that. Not so. Okay. But I see a lot of people who break regulations all the time, and I think everybody must know the capacity that your license holds you at. Okay, some people are not reaching that capacity, and some people are going over that capacity. You need to stay within the capacity of your license. Okay, and you going outside the capacity and something happens, the client can really sue you because that does not include your license. So I find myself people who are getting braid certifications, people who have natural hair license, constantly letting them know about their line, okay, what not to cross. All right. And so it says, as especially if you may be limited to natural hair services or hair braiding services, whether you work in a traditional or braiding salon, offering your clients different braid styles can inspire your creativity as an artist and create greater client loyalty. Okay, greater client loyalty. Okay, they want you to do a great work, greater client loyalty set because this person does braids and I like how they do braids. Somebody else can come in cheaper. That person said, nah, I'm gonna stick with who I got. Okay. That's client loyalty and also brand loyalty because people Once you show them that you take care of their hair, you build a great rapport with them, they will pay the per. They don't care how long it takes for you to do the service, but because you treated them the way you treated them, they're gonna come and continue to spend with you, continue to be a client with you. This day and age, people are on experiences, okay? Based on their experiences, how you treated them is how they're gonna remain to be your client, okay? I have went to people who was not the best, but because of their customer service, I valued that the most, okay? And if it took them a little while to become amazing, I was willing to stick in there with them until they became amazing. Okay. And then another growth spurt come up. And you have those people that say, I don't know what you're gonna do. I just want to sit in your chair. I know it's gonna be awesome. You do what you want to do. You will have those individuals. And when you do, you need to just kind of step back and say, man, that's special that somebody would trust me to just, they would trust me in my creativity to just give them something beautiful. So it's amazing. It says some braided styles can be achieved in minutes, while others take several hours to complete. Yes. Okay. And so knowing what you can do within the time frame, this happens not just with braiders, but with other people. It's just knowing your time frame. Once you say, okay, I'm gonna build a policy, I'm gonna get one of the booking sites. You have Gloss Jeans, you have Booksy, you have so many more. Square even has a free booking site. Okay, so if you're starting, you're getting out and say, hey, I don't have a lot of money. But I said, look, I tell people get Square, and also get the Square appointments. That way, you'll be able to, you can incorporate that. Square is incorporated with Facebook. So people could go on your Facebook page, your business page, and book you from your Facebook page. And you'll see your appointments in Square. And so it really just depends on, what you want to do. But you have to know the time that it takes you to do something. So I would tell people starting out, don't put anything on your menu that you are still struggling with, okay? Especially with time. And I have some people that say, I'm gonna just take my time. I know a young lady that does makeup, and she's like, I don't like to be rushed. I'm gonna just take my time. But guess what? That's fine. You don't have to be rushed. You can take your time. But when people book with you and say, I only have an hour, and you're saying it takes me about 2 hours to do one face, I'm not gonna probably come back again because my time was not respected. My time was not valued, and that builds loyalty. You getting the people out in expected time or before time and still performing and doing a great job. So you have to really look at that. Don't put it on the menu until you've gotten your time together with that service. Because most of the booking sites are going to ask how long does it take to get it done. Somebody can say she does great work. There'll be first time clients. You have a lot of first time clients because you do great work and they see your stuff. But how many of those people will be repeats? They come back because they were satisfied. They come back because they enjoyed the experience. So one part of the experience is going to be you making sure you're compatible with the time for the service. So, and you cannot say I'm in business and I service people. You are a service worker that service people. You cannot have the attitude of my time when I get ready, that's when I'll be done. When I finish, that's whenever. You can't have that type of attitude. And air quotes, you can't be on that type of time. Because once you say, I'm going to service people, time, if you don't learn nothing from me, time is the one thing you will never get back. If you are a believer, God will pause, bend time to do whatever you wanted to do. Okay. He will bend time, do all that stuff. In the natural, that's in the spirit world, but in the natural, you don't have that kind of time when you're dealing with everybody. You don't got God time. You just don't have it. And so you can't say, Oh, it takes me 4 hours to do this. I book because, I'm gonna be in and out in 4 hours, and it turns into 8 hours. I'm gonna pay you, but I'm gonna smile, but please know I'm not returning. You may have done an amazing work. I'm not returning because it took double the amount of time for you to do the service. And it also feels almost feel like you lied to me a little bit, a lot of it. So don't even put it on the menu if you had not mastered the time to perform the service as you're not in the time, okay, that you're supposed to be. And you cannot be a service provider and going with the attitude and you're working in a salon or you have a business where your life is based on whether they come in and patronize with you, whether they come in and spend money with you. You can't have the attitude, well, when I get ready, when I finish is when I finish. That ain't gonna work because you ain't gonna have no money. Okay. So when you're going into a service business, you also have to build your customer service. And you can't have people in the business that have bad attitudes. It's bit me in the butt plenty of times. It has bit me in the butt. I mean, they have a great attitude in front of you, but then there's a poor attitude that's displayed somewhere else that causes somebody to say, I don't think this is a good fit because I ain't gonna be able to deal with that attitude. It ain't you, okay? But you got to make sure your spirit is carried throughout your business. So you're gonna do a braiding salon, okay? Make sure that there's training in place. And the number one thing is team development and customer service. All right. And you may have to do some training. The training is simply training to help manage with your time management. And so if I was sending you, when I said to Supercuts, and if I'm sending you over to Sports Clip and I'm sending you over to European Wax, there are great places to start if you want to specialize in those areas. Great places to start. But they are going to teach you their timing. And you have to be open to learning and moving about on their timing. And they're teaching you about timing because the more people you can see in that 60-minute time span, the more haircuts you can do in that 60-minute time span means the more money you can make. The more haircuts you do, the more money you can make. Okay, the more people you can get in that hour. So you think about braiding salons, okay? How many chairs you got? More people that can come in. And if your people are sufficient in their timing or really excel in their timing, there's more people you can get through the door, which entail means more money, more money, more money. Okay, if that's the objective. All right, that means your productivity is going up. Also, at those places I named, Supercuts, Sports Clips, European Wax Center, name any of these places. Anywhere you go that's hourly or commission, you're gonna have a quota. And a lot of school owners and a lot of teachers, educators do not talk about the business aspect of commission, booth rental, things of that nature. And I think this is where we mess students up a little bit too. A lot of times, people that look like me have never been commissioned. They've always been booth rental. That's all they knew, and they can only do what people taught them. So I always send my students, they tell me, what do you think about going into a suite? If I see them barely coming to school, barely logging in, how you gonna show up at work? You're gonna barely show up at work. Okay. And I always think everybody should go commission unless you got a hustling. You got some move about you. If you got hustle and you got to move about, you got to get it how I get it. You got a move about mentality, you're going to probably do well in straight out of school, going into a suite, um, because you're going to shake and move, you're going to make it happen. But also, even those individuals should go and be under someone for 6 months to a year. Okay, 6 months to a year. Most commission salons will want, although you're licensed, they will want you to come in and they will call you a junior stylist until you get that year experience. Then you can get your own chair and you become someone that can take regular clients. But when you come into a salon, a commission salon, they will want you to just work under someone for a period of time. That's just your training. Okay. Same thing when they come into a braid salon. You will, if it's commission and okay, you're getting a percentage of that. Everybody needs to understand that when they come in, no matter where they work, commission teaches you. It helps you build team. It's going to push your time. It's going to push your time. If you don't make your quota in some of these places, they're going to replace you. You don't want to be fired. So you're going to push to make your quota. Take that same, and then when you say, okay, I've been here, I learned a lot, I have to go. Now it's time for me to soar. And you go over to your own suite, you're going to take those characteristics you learn over on the other side and bring them into your salon suite or your own salon business. And your time is, you're going to value time more than anything because you know you got to get this amount in. This is going to be a quota. We got to, if we want to do this at the end of the month, I got to get this amount of people in. Every day is going to be essential. So you won't just come to work when you have a client. You come to work every day expecting clients. Okay. And so that's one thing about owning your own and then going out. It's amazing. You can go to commission salons. You can go to commission spas. I love it. Everybody, every one of you should try it. Okay. I can't tell you what to do, but it builds team. You get to see management behind the scene. It's gonna build you in your product usage. It's gonna build your time. And once you get to a point where you have been built up and you can't, it's like a glass ceiling, I can't get out of here. That's what the time for you to go and to the next level. Okay. So braiding salons can be the exact same thing, but you got to get that timing in check. Okay. You got to work on your timing. That means every day, if you love doing something, okay, every day you should be reading about it or you should be putting your hands on it every day because what happens, it builds. It's building something. It's building something. Time versus your hands. And it has to look good. You should be doing that weekly, timing yourself. You're building your time up because at the end of the day, you sit next to person A and you're B. Why would they come to B? Why would they come to you and not go to the other person? You got to have some things in place that you are the one that holds the greatest characteristics. You can do the job. Your timing is essential. You do great work and you have amazing customer service. It's a no-brainer. I'm coming to you. Okay. And so since we know there's going to be an influx of new braiders in the industry and you already braid or you have an inkling to braid, you're going to have to say, what do these people have that I don't have and build it? And then what do I have that they don't have and build on it even more. All right. And so, as you know, people want experiences and they love great customer service. I wouldn't let nobody outshine me in customer service at all. I don't care. Okay. And everywhere you go is a client. Everywhere you ladies go, there's a client. Did someone give me a place? Did someone go out their house yesterday? Where did you go? Give me one place you went. And then if someone got fast food this morning or last night, where did you go? Put it in the chat.
I went to out to eat Firebirds.
Firebirds. Love it. What did you get?
Simon.
Oh, Woodburn.
Yes.
Oh, my favorite. The person that brought you your Simon gets a card. They also get a tip, of course, but they get a card. The lady the host that greeted you, told you where to sit, gets a card. Okay. If you got a cocktail, send a card back over to the bartender. The philosophy is there's this thing called um 2030. 2030 is if or 2031. If there's 30 days in a month, I'm gonna give out 20 cards a day. In that restaurant, I could have gave it with 5 opportunities to at least give a card out. Everywhere you go, those people are customers. Because if you know things are shifting everywhere you go, those people are customers. Okay. So opportunities to give out a business card. Did you tell someone yesterday about what you did, possibly to gain a new client, Indiana?
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to hear because going forward, the goal is to make more money and more money and more money and more money and to build relationships and gain new clientele. You want to build, you have the opportunity to build your network. Okay. And your network becomes your net worth. All right. So the more people that you build and have conversation with, you will also be able to they say you hang around millionaires, you become the next one. Okay. And so the 2030 is every day of the month. You want to give out at least 20 cards. Um, I missed an opportunity last night because we went to when my niece picked me up. They said she wanted to go back to McDonald's. I said, okay, yeah, I want to get some fries. Well, I missed the opportunity because I didn't pass the fries, pass the card, but I didn't pass the fries. And normally, if it was me, I would have, when they gave me my receipt, change back, I would have gave them a card. And I say, if I see their hair, especially in the drive-through, I see their hair like banging, I'm gonna say, hey, your hair looks great. If you're looking for a new stylist or you're looking for a new opportunity, you give them a card. Okay. Teresa, you're into nails, like you're the bomb. I would be looking at everybody's nails. Oh, your nails are amazing. If you ever get the opportunity to, and you need someone when you can't get to your regular person, give me a call. You're not shooting down that they got a person. Because normally people say, oh, they got a nail person, so I ain't give them a card. No, I'm going to still get them a card and I'm going to compliment them. Great work. But if you ever need somebody else, you know what to do. Okay. And so those are ways that you should continue to evolve. Did anybody else go anywhere? Okay. So now everywhere we go, we need to have a notion that when we begin to say, hey, we're going to take clients, you're going to take those business cards, and people say business cards are not as effective. Yes, they are, because people will hold on to the business card and it'll be crusty around the edges, but they know where your card is, and when they need you, they will call you. Okay. And it doesn't matter if you get them a card and it ends up on the ground. Guess what? The goal was to get it out your hand. If that one don't call, the next one will. Okay. And so even if it's not a business card, it may be a link. All right. You may say, okay, I need to make sure I promote my business at least 5 times today. So it may not be it may not be 20 business cards, but you may say, I'm gonna do a 530. What's a 530? I need to post 5 times a day about my business. I need to let somebody know about my business. And so you can do an email, you can do text messages, you can do DMs, physically post or share your business page. Okay. Um, all aspects. I need to do at least 5 stories today, inviting people for the Valentine's special. Let me tell you, it ain't even Valentine's Day, but everybody who service clients should have a Valentine's special. That does not mean you discount your services. You start to bundle and couple your services together, or you just letting people know the service you offer. Okay. And so these are the services that we're going to offer at the end of the day. And so owning a business, especially if you're going into braiding, make sure that time is in the right place. Everybody has some form of braiding style. They will fall or be connected to some form of braiding in their lifetime. Okay. So don't look at other people that don't look like you. They are not your customers. They are absolutely your customers. Because not only you offer braiding styles, you may offer just simple shampoo and styling or simple shampoo and conditioner, which a lot of salons do not do. You may offer takedown, in which a lot of people do not do. Think about the compromise people are asked to do: come shampoo, come braided. Like somebody told my niece to come braided. I'm like, what? They're doing a service for you and they told you to come braided? Oh my God. Okay. And so figure out what's not being honest. When you come in and you become the catalyst and you the problem solver, you will always have a client. Okay. Let's look at this last component here. It says giving, I'm gonna put it in green. Giving, oh, it's in yellow. Giving your clients a thorough and detailed consultation is the best way to avoid miscommunication, which means and ensuring positive outcome. So here's the thing, guys. This is what I find with stylists in 2026. Oh, I want to say 2025. I'm licensed. Well, I've been doing hair since I was 14 years old. Prophetically, my grandmother called it upon me. She said, "You do your hair?" I said, "Yeah." She said, you're gonna make a you're gonna do really well. You're gonna make a lot of money one day. It took me believing that. The next day, I didn't even hit an advertising, a marketing, anything. Someone called me to do their hair. That was my first client. I've been doing hair ever since. Okay. So it was some kind of way put upon me. Okay. But I look at the many times that there was miscommunication. I didn't discuss money up front. I didn't discuss it with my mom. My mom also did a little hair, and my mom, my sister, my brother were all part of my business at one time, especially salon. Um, when we had tons and tons of people coming to the house getting their hair done, mom would tell her friends to go up there and tell her I did your hair, to do your hair, and her friend would think they didn't have to pay. I mean, so much miscommunication. So from that point, I said, hey, we're discussing this thing. We're getting down to the bottom of this. We're not having this no more. I even had a cousin come, and it was going to be a knockdown drag out if I didn't get my money. Okay. So we're going to stop all this miscommunication. And so those were lessons learned, that there had to be some clear talk about what we were getting and how much the service was going to cost. Now, I always wanted to do more for my clients. I had to learn not to go more if they did not have the dividends for more, because it just took up more of my time from other clients. And so that was one thing as well. But giving your clients a thorough and detailed consultation is the best way to avoid miscommunication. What is the miscommunication? What I'm able to service you with and what you're able to pay for. That's one miscommunication. Or the client brings in numerous pictures and want this style over there, this style over there, this style over there. You're going to have to say, I'm not that type of stylist. Or, okay, this is what we do. I'm going to say, give me two pictures. I can't take all that. You really have to put your foot down. You have to stand on, when they say business, you got to stand on your policy. So going into a salon, going into a spa, no matter what the services are, what type of salon it is, you just can't start taking people money. You're going to have to create some policies for yourself. What are your limitations? And then I will move into servicing people, because now I have a framework and people have things that they have to go by. What I see a lot that bothers me when people are marketing services, they said, please do all the read. You need to read before you ask any questions. You need to read. Y'all, that bothers me because customer service is us interacting, okay, with speech. So although, yes, I have a policy, I can't get mad at somebody for asking a question. Okay. The policy is there, yes, for understanding. But if my person doing my hair is getting mad and frustrated because I'm asking a question, I probably don't want them in my hair. Okay. And remember that we're doing business, and part of customer service is communicating. And you can't just communicate, just through this is that, you just need to read it. No, you're going to have to come out of your shell and communicate to your people. All right. And so you got to have that clear understanding. That's where that consultation and those analyses come in. You got to ask questions. And really, when you're braiding, take pictures, do a photo journal, because, hold on, one important call about my mom. Y'all, it's gonna be snowing this weekend. Gotta make some. Thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to make that, to talk to my mom's people. Um, yeah. So we just gotta make sure we're in our proper places. Customer service is everything. You don't want to have miscommunication. Even start now, how well you communicate with your clients. And I see a lot when it talks about chargebacks. I see a lot when people say that doing hair, and then the people say, you guys have seen it too. They don't have the money, or, oh, it's in transit. I cashed out to you, all that type of stuff. And so most of the time, check this out, when you're in commission, that is paid up front before they even come to you. Portions of it is paid. Okay. And a lot of times you may have to move to a policy where you do get your funding up front. You swipe your card for what it's going to be. And then if there's anything added, they would need to. I've seen people pause and go ahead and pay for that service. So you're the service provider, but also you got to be your financial advisor. You got to be your receptionist at the same time. There's nothing wrong with you, the braider, you, the stylist, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna need some assistance," and so you can just say you have an assistant that works with you that handles the booking, handles this, handles that, and you create a package where you'll be able to afford the person taking care of that because it's all also a part of customer service. It's a part of customer service. So making sure that you're a person that makes sure that all your clients are good while you focus on not only is everybody good, but you focus on doing the great work that you do. And so as you grow, remember that bringing someone on to help manage the customers, manage the clients is going to be essential, and you do not want any form of miscommunication. You want to be able to do the consultation. You want to be able to talk to the client. You want to be able to do the analysis. And some people offer free consultations, and some people offer $1 a minute. Okay. My consultations are $45 to $100, and that's 30 minutes to an hour. All right. Okay. $45 to $100 is that's 30 minutes to an hour. So some people offer $1 a minute. The individuals that value their time will also want to be rewarded for their time. Okay. So you can say the 15-minute consultations, that's all I have for consultations. And you'll have to talk to the client, get the client in and get the client out. It won't be any test curls. It won't be a whole lot of anything. And if a client wants to extend the consultation, they're going to have to pay for the extension of the consultation. All right. So may want to add that to your menu. But as we talk about time being currency, and time is one thing we cannot get back, you're going to have to strategically place your timing, your skill set, in a place when you're doing your booking. You're going to have to put those together. Pray that those two come together so you can have this easy flow. Okay. And every time you see your clients, you have to talk about, what has been going on since you hadn't been here. What if you had previously? Your eyes do not deceive you. Whatever you see, you probably see it when you touch and when you feel. Use all of your senses when you smell. So whatever's coming out their mouth, you have another notion. You're trusting your gut. You have your textbook. You go to your ebook, pull it up on your phone, and trust what you've learned and trust your gut. And you weigh it against what they're saying out of their mouth. If it matches up, good, we're good to go. If it don't, it's gonna arise other questions. And then you have to really, okay, SOB, stand on business about your policies. All right. There you go. The Crown Act. The Crown Act. That's something for you guys to look at. 2019, New York City became the first municipality to pass a law prohibiting any bias or discrimination against wearing natural hairstyles in the workplace or schools. A couple of years ago, within the last 10 years, people were getting suspended for wearing their natural hair at school. They were getting suspended for wearing braids, for wearing locks and things of that nature. Okay. And so a lot of times you have to say, well, this is what grows out of my scalp. Okay. And so that has been a big factor, not to conform to commercial styling, which is straightening that natural hair. Some people are just in love with the way it comes out of their scalp. And guess what, guys? It's okay. That's what the Crown Act is saying. However it grows out, it's okay. Many people will say to go work in corporate, I gotta have my hair silked, I gotta have my hair relaxed. relaxed. I gotta have it this. This is a bigger picture than what dealing with today. But the Crown Act says you cannot fire me for wearing locks. You cannot fire me for expressing my creativity with my hair. Okay. And so it is in certain states. Certain states do not have it. So that means, that could be a reason for separation is you call or suspension, you cause distraction. Children could not learn for looking at your hair. So they may pull your student out if the state does not have the crowning. Also, if you're working in corporate, C-suites, offices for CEOs and things of that nature, I see more and more people wearing locks and braids and things of that nature, and I absolutely love it. Higher executive end wearing locks and braids and extensions. I absolutely love it because they have decided to say, I'm not going to conform to a commercialized look. So you have that. You definitely have that. Remember, we need to focus on the consultation. And so this is where we're going to be reading today. You guys have an assignment, okay? You need to create a braiding consultation, okay? You need a series of questions that's due tomorrow, all right? You need at least 10 questions, okay? You can reference page 488 in your ebook, okay? Under braid consultation. I'm going to say 10 is too easy. Give me 20. If a client is contacting you about doing their hair, you got questions you're going to ask. The client is coming in for the consultation with questions you're going to ask. You never serviced these people before, okay? I need 20 questions tomorrow in class about braiding consultation. Okay. So we're going to prepare to close out. This was our intro into braiding. We'll finish up tomorrow before our reading assignments, but we have a major focus on consultation. Okay. Remember, consultation is a part of our PSI exam. So we have a major focus on whatever we're teaching. When we see this consultation, we're going to buckle down. Okay. So let's lock in and do 20 braiding consultation questions. And it says, a consultation is the best way to understand and determine a client's needs versus their wants. You have to have this ongoing conversation with the client. You're listening. You not gotta know what they want versus what they need. When they get through talking, you can tell them what they need. So now you know what you need. I know what you want. Let's put it together and see what we can really do. Okay. Can we put this in? You may not be able to get everything today, but can we put it in a package? Okay. Can we put it in a plan? And most of the time, people will put it in a plan and then they will offer prepaid packages and things like that for the plan. And so you're having a real conversation. Okay. So it's also your opportunity to provide the correct braiding services. So sometimes people are operating in myths, things that they made up, stuff they've seen other people do, or other people say. You get with you having that experience and that expertise, you get to knock down all those myths. You're giving them correct information and education on the services that you're going to provide. In addition to the hairstyling consultation questions, you can refer back to chapter 12. You just click chapter 12 and it'll take you to chapter 12 and you'll talk about other considerations and every other questions that you can ask them. But since there are 3 specific considerations for the braiding consultation, analyze the client's hair and scalp, the scalp condition to determine if braiding is a healthy option. It may not even be possible for them to get the service. Pay particular attention to the hair type. What type of hair they get, the texture of hair, what type of curl they get. Okay. 3, Note any scalp abrasion. Do I see any cuts, any scrapes, anything like that on the scalp? Active hair thinning. Are there particular areas that the hair is thinning? Are we thicker in particular areas? Or do you see balding? Okay. So those are some things to consider, but I want you to have 20 questions and you're going to ask a new client that's coming in to get their hair braided. 20 questions. And I want you to have them written down because I'm gonna check the camera tomorrow. I want to be able to see them. Okay. But we're gonna go over those questions tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to call and see if we can get a guest to come in to talk about um just braiding and locking as a stylist and how beneficial it has been, or maybe has been a life changer, lifestyle change for her because she travels. She's on a plane at least once or twice a week, going somewhere to do somebody's hair. And definitely, y'all, she's not going for $100. She's not getting on the plane and going nowhere for no 100, $200. Most of her services are $800 to $1,100 or more. Okay. Um, and so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna close today off with that homework assignment, 20 questions. Write it down, have it ready. We're gonna do a camera check tomorrow because I want to see them. We're gonna go over those 20 questions in consultation before we move on to our reading assignment. Okay. So let's stop here. Any questions about our assignment? 20 questions. All right, Teresa is jumped off, but I'm gonna make sure I text her in the group about the assignment. 20 questions, okay? Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay, same time, same place. See you tomorrow.